there, Wargamers, and welcome to another Sanctioned Battle Report. I'm joined today by Aaron, who's come up from Chicago, right?
That's correct.
All right, we've been getting a lot from Chicago lately. What's going on with that city there? Like, just big on games, I guess.
There is a huge amount of gaming in Chicago. It's becoming quite popular.
Good stuff. All right. Well, if Chicago wants to keep sending people over, we'll keep accepting them, because so far everyone has been just super awesome. So anyway, we're going to be playing a 2,000 point game today. Aaron, you put together the Gladius Strike Force?
That's correct.
All right, and I will be taking the Adeptus Mechanicus War Convocation against him. So both two high-powered armies, both rather large armies and whatnot, and we're going to see what happens. Now, we've already rolled for the mission, and we are going to be playing Maelstrom mission number 4. The name of it slips my mind at the moment, but it is the one where we can steal each other's secure objectives. So it's going to be a big race to get to whatever objectives pull up, because we're going to be able to get those points. So we're going to go take a look at everything in just a moment. And of course, if any of you guys want to get a game in with us, go to MiniWarGaming.com/challenge. Hit up the person you want to get a game in with. So if you want to get a game in with me, Leland at MiniWarGaming.com. I will accept anything for 40K, Infinity, or even X-Wing these days. So definitely hit me up. I look forward to hearing from you. Anyway, let's go take a look at everything. And here is Aaron's Gladius Strike Force. So as you can see, a nice big Space Marine army. I think I counted at least 55 infantry models, not to mention vehicles and whatnot. So why don't we do a quick run through? What do you got? Starting from the left here.
Sure, so we have Devastator Squad with 3 grav cannons, 1 plasma cannon. And then behind it we have Devastator Centurions, all grav cannon, even though there's some last cannons modeled on it. Behind that is 3 Razorbacks with twin-linked last cannons, and then what you see is what you get. Apothecary is here, he has a power fist. Pretty much the sergeants have special stuff, the Marines don't, although I will be using the grenades on the Marines, hopefully I won't forget. Next to that is more Marines in drop pods. We got some flamers in there, we got some plasma pistols in there, and a power fist. So hopefully those guys will come down where I need them to go.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
And then...
So we got your commander over here?
Got our commander over there. He is with an assault squad. Assault squad is basic, but the commander has artifice armor, storm shield, and hammer.
All right.
And jump pack, obviously.
And then the very last bit over here?
Last bit is we have a suppression force right here, which is 3 whirlwinds and the land speeder. And then we have a group of attack bikes, all basic, no power fist. That's just so we know who the sergeant is.
All right, fantastic. That is the 2,000 point Gladius Strike Force. And across the way we have 2,000 points of Adeptus Mechanicus War Convocation. So it is being led by a Tech Priest Dominus with the Eradication Ray and the Phosphor Serpenta. As Warlord trait allowed me to mastercraft 1 weapon, so it will be the Eradication Ray. I do have a unit of infiltrators with the Flechette Blasters and Taser Goads, and the Alpha will be kitted out completely with a Phos Phoenix. I have a unit of Rust Stalkers, again kitted out on the Alpha with the Omniscient Mask. I have a unit of Rangers with the Transuranic Arquebuses, 1 Omnispecs, and then the Alpha has the Arc Rifle or Arc Pistol and Arc Maul. And again, things like Conversion Field and all that sort of fun stuff. I got a unit of Vanguard, same deal with the Alpha there. He's got the Arc Rifle and a Taser Code. And I do have 3 Plasma Calibers. That 1 Arc Rifle is being proxied as a Plasma Caliber for this particular mission, and an Omnispecs. 1 Sidonian Dragoon with a Phosphor Serpenta and Taser Lance. A unit of Breachers with 3 Heavy Arc Rifles. Castellan Maniple with the twin-linked heavy phosphor blasters and the Carapace mounted phosphor blaster, and the Data Smith with all the bells and whistles he can take. We have the Destroyers with 3 heavy grav cannons and Cognis Flamers. We got 2 Doom Crawlers, Onager Doom Crawlers. They're both going to have the neutron laser, so one of them is having some proxying going on there with the Cognis Manipulator. And then we have a Night Warden with the Storm Spear Missile Pod, the Avenger Gatling Cannon, and that fist is actually going to be a Reaper Chainsword. So that is going to be my 2,000 points of Admech. Oh, one last thing I forgot. The Tech Priest Dominus will also have the Uncreator Gauntlet, so he's probably planning on just hiding behind the Knight and fixing hull points as he loses them. as long as I don't lose him as well. So that's going to be my 2,000 points. Here we are all deployed, so you can see the Space Marine battle lines have been drawn, the Razorbacks, the Bikes, the Centurions, everything on the table, trying to stay as much on a line of sight as possible, just to avoid that that first turn Alpha Strike that the Admech will be able to throw at them, because I did win the roll-off for deployment. So unless he can seize the initiative, what do you think? Think he can seize?
Of course.
Of course. There's the confidence I like. It will be an Admech turn 1. So everything is laid down, and we're going to find out what will happen. So I take it by your confidence you will attempt to seize?
I'm not even going to look at it.
All right. Oh, actually, before you do that, I'm not looking at it. I forgot we got some infiltrate and scout moves to do.
Yes, infiltrate and scout.
So we'll do that, then you'll attempt to seize. All right, now we have all the infiltration moves done and all the scout moves done. My battle line's moved up a little bit. So now we have the, what's it called? The seize the initiative. So go ahead, let's see that 6.
Ooh, that's 5.
Oh, not quite. All right, so it looks like we're going to go into first turn for the Admech. So at the start of the first turn for the Admech, we are going to draw up to 3 objectives, and we're going to get Recon, Objective 1, and Supremacy. There's Objective 1 right there. Nice and close to where my Dominus and Titan have set up. In addition for this turn, my Canticle will be Shroud Psalm, so I will be getting the Shrouded special rule on all my Cult Mechanicus units. Oh, actually, no, that's right. Everything in this formation counts as Cult Mechanicus, so everything will have Stealth and Shrouded. And my Doctrine Imperative will be +1 to my Ballistic skill. For my first movement, the Dune Strider is just going to move forward 9 inches. Just getting closer, and figure if I'm within 12 inches, I might just try the long bomb charge. The Rust Stalkers are going to try and get into this piece of terrain right here, so they will run, or not run, sorry, but move through difficult terrain 3 inches +3, so only getting 6, which is only enough to take them to the edge of the terrain and not quite into it. The Castellan Maniple is just going to move forward 6 inches. The Night Warden just going to move forward 12 inches. The unit of Vanguard will move forward 6 inches. The Breacher's just going to move up as well and just act as a little bit of a rear guard, because there is a bunch of drop pods that are going to come in and possibly ruin the Admech's day. So, and all that's left is the Infiltrators. So the Infiltrator's just going to move through cover and get 4 inches. So that's going to be enough to not quite get them all up the building, so I'm just going to get them up there to hug the wall. Actually, let's spread out a little bit, because I just remembered you have whirlwinds. And at the end of the movement phase, do have a couple objectives that need to discover what they are. So objective number, I think that's number 2 here, is going to be 4. That is going to be a targeting nexus, so re-rolling 1s in the shooting phase. Objective number 1 over here, because we're just within 3 inches, also going to be a targeting nexus, so re-rolling those 1s in the shooting phase. And that will take us into the shooting phase for the Admech, so I'm going to see what I can whittle down before we move into the Space Marines first turn. I'm going to start by shooting my Phosphor Serpenta into this Razorback right here. So it's going to be hitting on a 2. That will definitely hit, and it will be glancing on a 6. No glance. The Rust Stalkers are just going to run towards objective number 6, because I do want to try and get Supremacy here. So I will roll a 1, and I'm going to use Crusader to re-roll that. And get a 3 for a total of 6. 6 is going to be enough to get me within controlling range of objective number 6, granting me Supremacy. And let's find out what the objective is. What do you think, cocked or not?
Nope.
Nope, okay, so it's nothing of note. The Infiltrators are going to try and run up the building. I'm going to be greedy and use Crusader to re-roll that. There we go, so a total of 8 inches on the run. So that's going to be enough to put them all up and take objective number 3. And just give me another bit of control for Supremacy. And now let's find out what objective 3 is. 2, nothing of note. We have a very boring field of objectives. This unit is going to run into the terrain just so they can benefit from some cover saves. 5 inches, yeah, that'll do the trick. And he's just going to actually move back, and he's going to put a ablative wound in front in the event that the plasma guns or plasma cannons on your Devastators decide to have some fun with me. The 2 Transuranic arquebuses are going to fire across the table into this Devastator squad over here with their 60-inch range. Going to need 2s to hit. So that's going to be 1 hit. Also happens to be a precision shot. So, oh, geez. What's that full squad up there? You got
3 grav, 1 plasma, and then the sergeant.
You know what? I am going to... Does the sergeant have an Auspex or anything like that?
I don't think so.
As much as I'd like to get rid of the Signum on the sergeant, I think I'm going to put the precision shot onto your plasma cannon gunner there. And we're going to see if I wound on a 4+. It will wound. 3 up armor save. And you're fine. Knight is going to be up next, and I think he's going to fire his Avenger Gatling Cannon into the unit of Devastators here, and then the Storm Spear missile pod into the Razorback there. So starting with the Avenger Gatling Cannon, hitting on 3s. Wounding on 2s. Oh, geez, okay. So all my hits will wound. 4 up cover save against this. And only 2 will go down. Would you like to try and look answer either of those, or would you rather keep your heavy weapons?
I'd rather keep the heavy weapons.
Alright, so your Sergeant, and it looks like 1 Grav Cannon will be going down for the count. Next up, we have the Storm Spear Missile Pod firing its Strength 8 AP3 shots into the Razorback here. Hitting on 3s. No hits amongst them. Breacher's up next, and they're going to fire into that Razorback over there. Want to try and take out that Las Cannon. So 6 shots, hitting on 4s. 4 hits. On anything but 1s. So we're looking at 1 pen and 2 glances, but he is obscured enough that he's going to get a 5 up cover save against all this. Starting with the glances, 5 up cover save.
Wasn't there 1 glance and 2 pens?
There was 1 pen, 2 glances.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 5 up.
And, ooh, so 2 glances, it's down to 1 hull point. And now the penetrating hit. And you'll make the penetrating, or you'll save against the penetrating hit at the very least.
Yep.
So it is only down to 2 hull points, or sorry, 1 hull point remaining. The next ones up are the Destroyers, and they're going to fire into this Razorback over here. I'd love to fire the other one, but only 2 of them can actually see it. So I'd rather get all 18 of my shots. So hitting on 4s. And looking for 6s to immobilize it. 3 6s, but you will have 3 4 up cover saves against this. So let's see what you can do. You made all 4 of them, so no mobilization, no hull points. Castellan Maniple going to do the same thing, fire into that Razorback. Hopefully their strength 6 is going to be enough to sort of plink it to death. So starting with the twin link shots. So 2 misses, but reroll for twin linked. There we go, 6 hits from that one. Looking for 5s to glance. 1 penetrating hit. So the Razorback is getting cover from that little rune right there. So 4 up. And you're fine. Next up is the non-twin link shots. So that's going to be 3 hits right there. And once again, looking for those 5s. 1 glancing hit. So once again, we have a 4 up cover save against this.
Oh, good luck.
Oh, geez, your cover saves are on fire today. That's going to be problematic for me, I think. Last up is the Doomcrawlers, and they're going to both fire into this Razorback right here because I got to try and take it out. So just going to center it right on top, starting with the first neutron laser shot. And that will be a direct hit because they're currently working on Ballistic Skill 5. And the second neutron laser shot will also be a direct hit, so that's going to be 2 Strength 10 hits. So that's Strength 10, AP 1, so no matter what, it is going to be just a wreck. We're just going to see if it explodes. So +2 to this roll. So it will not explode, and everything will just have to emergency disembark, but that 1 Razorback has gone down, granting the Admech First Blood. So the Razorback has become a wreck, and the squad inside will have to pile out. And as I was just reminded, on a roll of a 1 it could have glanced it, which means it might not have actually had the chance to explode, but either way, we're going to keep the non-exploding result as the cannon for this game. So they've just piled out there, right behind the Promethean pipes. So that's going to bring us to the end of the first round of shooting. I have one assault that I'm going to be able to declare.
We have a leadership test to take.
Yep, it's just going to get there. We have a couple leadership checks we need to make. One for pinning and one to see if the Devastators run away. So starting with the Devs. Oh, they're fine. All right. And let's see if this one tactical squad is pinned. Hey, they're good as well. All right. So all in all, I actually didn't do that much damage to you this turn. I killed a couple Devastators and I blew up a Razorback. So, not the best first turn of firing for Admech. You definitely have a chance to come back and kind of hit me hard with your drop pods. But let's go into the assault phase. Only one assault to declare, already been measured. It's 11 inches away, plus, and then I got my 3 inches for the Dune Strider special rule, so I need to roll an 8 or better to make it into combat here. I got myself an 8, so in it goes. So as it gets into combat, gonna have the one Hammer of Wrath, so needing a 6 to glance. Oh, okay, it will glance. And then I will have 4 regular attacks, and these are going to be at Strength 8 on the charge against Rear Armor 10. And 3 hits so far. And 3 penetrating hits. Now these are AP 4 or AP nothing, not enough to explode it.
So it's wrecked.
It is just going to be a wreck, and more Marines are going to have to pile out. And out they come. And that will be a pinning check on these Marines to see if they're just stunned from what just happened there. I would say that's probably cocked. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's a little... I mean, it's either a 5 or a 6, so I'd say they fail.
I would say reroll it, because that does definitely look cocked. Okay, so we're still looking at a 6, so they will be pinned. And that will take us to the end of the first turn for the Admech. So not a lot of casualties, but the things I did hit are going to hit a little hard. I mean, getting rid of one of the Grav Cannons and 2 of the Razorbacks and pinning 1 unit. So we're going to find out how that might affect the first turn for Space Marines. But before we do that, we've got a couple objectives that we need to figure out if they were scored or not. So, just taking a look at this one right here, and I ended up moving some guys backwards a little bit. So we just had to measure it, and both of us chatted about it. And you think he's within 3?
He's definitely within 3.
All right. So I will let Aaron decide on that one, because he is the guest. And you know what? This is a fun game. So he's going to count it as being within 3. So I was able to take that objective. So that's going to be 1 point for secure objective 1. And then I am currently sitting on 4 objectives, which is more than enough to grant me supremacy. So that will be worth D3 points for an additional 3 points. So that will take us to the end of the first turn for Admech. The score is currently sitting at 5-0 between First Blood and the 2 objectives that I was able to grab. But Aaron Space Marines will be making a counterattack. So we're going to find out what they can pull off in their turn 1. At the start of the Aaron's turn, we're going to see 3 objectives drawn. We have Recon, we have Ascendancy, and Secure Objective 1. Geez, aside from Ascendancy, that's very familiar.
Yeah.
And at the start of the turn, which doctrine are you using?
I'm going to use the Devastator Doctrine.
Beautiful. So basically everyone's going to reroll 1s to hit, and then the Devastators and Satyrian Devastators are going to be rerolling all to hit rolls in the shooting phase. And now the first drop pod's going to come in. Going to try and steal objective number 2 from my Skitarii Rangers here. Where's it going? 7 inches. Not terrible.
But not where I want it.
Yeah, so that's going to move it back a little bit. And not quite holding the objective, but you're still going to be able to pile out and do some damage possibly. So even with 7 inches away, we have a 6-inch ability to jump out of the transport. That is enough to get within 3 inches of objective number 2. With objective secured kicking in, meaning you now control that objective over me. And the Marines come piling out, ready to put the Emperor's Justice onto those of the Omnissiah. Next drop pod's going to come down, try and block the Knight and take objective 1. Direct hit. So it will take objective number 1 from the Dominus and the Skitarii there, and block the Knight from being able to charge in and cause havoc against your Marines. The other unit has come out, looking at the Skitarii Vanguard, ready to cause some hurt. And that will take us into the rest of the movement phase now that the 2 drop pods have come in. Starting with this Razorback.
And a little twist, and then difficult terrain is?
Are we calling that full thing area terrain?
Yeah.
Alright. You're fine.
2.
Okay.
Yay.
And he's just going to blast forward. a whole bunch of inches.
I think he's just going to go 6 for now.
I was going to put him into a good position to try and start taking out some of my heavier hitters. This tactical squad just going to stand back up from their from being pinned. They're still going to have to snapfire this round, but you know what? Snapfire Marines are still kind of a scary prospect. This attack Marine squad going to go 5 inches up and over the Promethean pipes and just get a little bit closer. And just going to keep hugging the pipes there as they move forward. Centurion Devastators now going to reposition a little bit.
Gonna come out and play.
Yeah, gonna unleash some hurt on some of my guys. And these 4 bikes, they're where are they going?
And try to get up on this building.
All right, well they have moved through cover, so you don't have to roll for that.
Oh, just difficult. So dangerous.
Yeah, so it will be dangerous terrain. So move them to where they're going. Perfect, and that's gonna be. It's weird how bikes work in this game, and that's gonna be 4 dangerous terrain checks that you now have to make. 3 regular guys first. Oh, 1, so 3 up armor save. Alright, and then the sergeant. Ooh, that's not good. Oh no! So the sergeant will go down. And that will take us into the shooting phase. So let's see what sort of damage the Space Marines can extract upon the Admech.
Sad.
And my knight, as we go into the shooting phase, will declare, I guess, the front arc is going to be where his shield is. Because there is a whole bunch of grav weaponry coming my way. And before we forget, a leadership chest on these bikes. Oh no!
3d6 fallback,
Oh man. Yeah, 3d6 because of the bikes. Okay, that's only 10 inches, but you know what? That's still pretty rough. Anytime Marines kind of run away from a panic check is always kind of rough. And that is going to provoke 3 more difficult terrain checks. Oh, jeez, the dice are not liking you today. Oh, man.
Randomizer doesn't matter.
They're all the same?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter then, just grab one. Bloop. Gonna start with the twin-linked Razorback, firing the last cannons into the Castellan Maniple. So this is hitting on 3s with a reroll. Reroll that 1. Okay, there we go. Needing a 2 to wound. Oh, no! Oh man, the dice are just not liking you today. Hopefully things will change with your bolters and the rest of your guys, though. Next up, the Whirlwinds are going to fire the Strength 4 AP5 Ignores Cover Shot against the infiltrators there.
And there are 3 of them, so I get to reroll.
All right, sounds good. And your land speed are unfortunately not quite in yet, so no benefits from that. First one.
Direct hit.
That's going to be a direct hit, yeah.
Yep.
So we're at 5 hits so far. The second template is going to flip, and it's going to add 1 more hit there, so we're at 6 total. And the final template will flip over and only get 1 more, so we're looking at a total of 7 hits from that. So this is the Strength 4. I can't remember if I said Strength 5 or not, but it's actually Strength 4, so wounding on 3s, but you are going to have Shred because of your formation bonus. Okay, don't really need much of Shred there. There we go, all 7 will wound. And in response to this, I don't get to take my 2-up cover save from Stealth and Shrouded and Being in Ruin, so it's all going to be 4-up armor saves. And I will actually fail a whole bunch of those. So hopefully my Feel No Pain will get me through this. Oh, okay, my Feel No Pain, I just knocked that one. My Feel No Pain will save 3 of them, so I will lose 1 guy. But there is a chance I will be pinned. Over here, the Marines are going to snapfire 1 crack grenade into my Dragoon. Oh, but you get to reroll that 1 because of your Doctrine.
Nope.
I would call that one cocked, to be honest. Oh!
Hey!
That one wasn't cocked, actually.
No, you're right. It wasn't.
Alright, so that is going to be a glancing hit. So I do have a cover save against this, thankfully. 5+ for Stealth and Shrouded. And... oh, I'll make the cover save. Next up, this Tactical Marine squad going to fire into my Rangers and just cause some havoc. Starting with the Flame template, going to be able to get 7 of them. So on 3s. That 2 is cocked there. And there we go, there's another wound. 4-up armor saves against this. And, oh jeez. Alright, I can shoot, but I can't take saves that much. And 6-up Feel No Pains. So I will lose 3 guys right off the bat. Plasma pistol up next. That will definitely hit, and this is going to wound on a 2.
Yep.
That's definitely going to wound. I have a 4-up cover save against this. Oh, I'll lose another one. And it looks like the Transuranic Arquebus is next. And now 16 bolter shots in rapid fire range against the Skitarii, hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s. Ooh, good chunk of 1s to reroll there. Go for it. And okay, added another good chunk of hits. And wounding on 3s. Okay, not a bad amount of wounds there. 4-up armor save. Oh, wow, okay. So 1 so far, 6-up feel no pain. I will lose another one. But at the very least, that is going to force a panic check on these guys. Stormbolter from the drop pod going to fire into the same unit of Rangers here on 3s. 2 hits, and these are going to be wounded on 3s. 1 wound. 4-up save. I'll make it that time. Over here, 7 guys being covered by the flamer in that unit. So these are all going to be wounding on 3s. Not too shabby. So I got to start with 1 at a time because behind the front vanguard there, I do have my Dominus with his 2-up armor save. So the first one, oh, 6-up feel no pain. Oh, okay, he made it. Second one, 3rd, oh, okay, 6-up feel no pain. All right, so he will go down after that. So 3 more saves that need to be made here at 2-up. And I'll make the 3 more saves. Plasma pistol's up next. Go ahead. Oh, that's unfortunate. So it will miss, and no AP2 is going into my Dominus just yet. Next up, you're going to try and throw a frag grenade. And, oh geez, I thought you were only going to be able to get 5. It looks like you're going to be able to get 6 right there. And direct hit for 6. On 3s, or sorry, 4s, because it's strength 3 against toughness 3. But still, that's 5 wounds. 5 2-up saves. I'll make them all. And now the rapid firing bolters, 14 shots going into the same unit. So go for it.
3s and 1s.
Not a 1 amongst them.
Not.
And needing 3s to wound. Not too bad. Once again, 2-up armor saves. Oh, 2 go through so far. So thankfully I do have my 5-up feel no pain, which I will make neither of them. So my Dominus is going to drop to a single wound remaining. Next up is the Stormbolter into that same unit. Both are going to hit. And are they going to wound? Yeah, 1 wound so far. I'm going to try taking it on the Dominus. 2-up. I mean, I can't fail this. Okay, there we go. Rolled the 2. So the Dominus is still alive at the moment.
So 5 shots.
These Marines going to fire 5 shots into the unit of Vanguard with the Dominus. Hopefully, we're hoping to take out the last wound there. So on 3s.
Rerolling 1s, but there's none.
Yeah, no need for any rerolls there. 3s again. 3 more wounds. I don't want to risk losing my Warlord just yet, so he's actually going to look answer these. So all of them are looked down. So 4-up save. Oh, actually no cover save. 5-up plus stealth and shrouded, so 3-up cover save. And I will lose 1 more. Oh yeah, 6-up feel no pain. No, so I will lose 1 more. So the Centurion Devastators are going to fire their 15 grab shots into the Knight with the front shield up there. And these are going to be hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s.
Nope, re-rolling everything.
Oh, sorry, that's right, re-rolling everything because they are Devastators.
Yeah.
So go for it. Oh, good thing you get to re-roll all that. And how many more shots are being added to this? Okay, so that's going to be 13 hits total. 13 hits total, looking for 6s, and because of the Grav Amp, you get to re-roll all of these. So go for it. Oh, there's a good chunk of 6s so far. And a whole bunch more that you can try and reroll. You missed 1.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you.
That's, wow, actually that's a lot of 6s right off the bat.
Yeah.
So how many more are you going to add to this?
No.
Just 1 more, but you know what? 7 out of that is not too shabby.
4-up invulnerable, yes.
4-up invulnerable save from the Ion Shield. That's a drop die. Let's see how many of these I can make. And I will take 3 hull point damage. Alright, so the Knight is dropping down to 3 remaining. Next up, these Grav Centurion, or not the Centurions, Devastators are going to fire into the Knight Titan as well. So hitting on 3s, re-rolling. 4 re-rolls. Adding 3 more hits. Needing 6s, but with an all-powerful re-roll here. So there's 1 6 so far. Let's see how many more you can add. Only 1 more, so I'll have 2 4-up saves against this, which I will make them. So the Knight Titan is still alive and kicking, but definitely smarting after that. So we still have a plasma cannon to come in, though, that could possibly glance it. So he's just going to center it right over top of the Knight there.
Should I make hold it?
That's okay. We know where it's going. And that is going to scatter 5 inches.
Well, I can reroll.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Would you like to reroll?
Yes.
Okay. There we go. Direct hit. So you need to roll a 6 here in order to do a glance. No glance.
Reroll?
Oh, you can do that?
Oh no, that was the grab amp.
Yeah, it was the grab amp that let you reroll.
Yeah.
So no more rerolls there. That will take us to the end of the shooting phase. So we have a couple morale checks that have to be made and find out what happens. Starting with the Rangers, you're going to see if they stick around. Yeah, they're going to be sticking around on a result of an 8. And then we have the Infiltrators over here. Got to see if they're pinned. Oh, I think they just got themselves pinned. So just double checked it. The Princeps does have a leadership 9, so they are actually not pinned. So I was able to get off light on that one as we end the Space Marine turn, because no assaults to declare just yet, and the lines are definitely closing, and we're going to see what happens. So one quick note, we actually forgot to check what the mysterious objectives are. So number 5 is sabotage. So might as well roll to see if that explodes now.
Certainly.
We're at the end of the turn.
On a 6, yes?
Yep. No explosions. And objective number 4 is going to be a targeting nexus.
Another one.
So a lot of ones being rerolled here. Now, that's good for 2 things. First off, it means recon will be achieved by the Space Marines, so Aaron will get a point for that one. In addition, he was able to take objective number 1 with his objective secured Space Marines over here, so that's going to be 2 points. And he's going to get ascendancy, because he is controlling 3 objectives, be it 2, 1, and 5, or even number 4 over there. So that's going to be another D3 victory points. So go ahead and roll that. For a total of 3 points. So he was able to collect 5 victory points this turn, putting him ahead by 1 as we go into Admech, turn 2. At the start of Admech, turn 2, draw 3 more objectives. We have objective number 3 and Ascendancy. Objective number 3 is the one right in the middle of the table, so I'm currently holding it, but it does mean those infiltrators are not going to be going very far. I'm also going to use Benediction of the Omnis Sign, so everything, all my stuff will get to re-roll failed shooting attacks. And I will use the Doctrine Imperative +3 ballistic skill, -2 weapon skill. Going to start by moving the infiltrators, going to try and get them all up onto the building here. And it's enough to sort of move them around and get these guys up on the edge. Ruststalkers going to abandon objective number 6 and just start moving up to take out this Razorback here, because can't have all those las cannons kicking around. And the Dragoon is going to move through difficult terrain, 4 inches +3 for 7, which should be enough to get him up over the Rhino. And that's enough to put him right there. Castellan Maniple is actually just going to turn around and pay attention to these Marines behind me. Breacher's just going to move up a little bit as well. And going to get the Dominus in his unit a little bit closer, 5 inches. And I'm just going to hope that the Overwatch doesn't do me in here.
Yeah.
And the Knight with move through cover is going to see how far forward he can get. He's moving his 12 inches. So a 12-inch result will get the Knight up to here. So it's got its pick of the litter right now, although the Centurions are still a little bit of a far charge for them. And that will end the movement for the Admech, and we're going to jump into the shooting phase. Going to start by firing the Dune Crawlers. Going to try and take out the remaining Devastators here, so just going to place the template right over the middle. And they're both Ballistic Skill 7, so first one will be a hit, and second one, oh, it's going to scatter off 3 inches. And 3 inches will take it right to the corner of the building, so only 1 hit. So that's going to mean 3 under the template. So on 1s. So that's going to be 2 wounds. Now, are you going to go to ground, or are you going to rely on the 4-up cover save?
I'm going to rely on the 4-up.
All right. 4-up cover save. Oh, no. So plasma cannon and 1 grav cannon go down. And 4 Cognis Heavy Stubbers into the last remaining Devastator, hitting on 2s, rerolls on 5s. Don't need any of those rerolls. And these are going to be wounding on 4s. Oh, that's a terrible roll for wounds. Should be easy to save this one. So 3-up armor save. There we go. So he is just going to be taking a panic check at the end of this round of shooting. Next up, the unit of Vanguard and Dominus are going to fire into the Marines there, starting with the Plasma Calivers. So 9 shots, none of them getting hot because of the formation special rule. And hitting on 2s with a reroll on 5s. So those 2 will still miss, but still a good chunk of hits. On 2s. So that will be 5 wounds. And unfortunately no cover save being granted from those guys, so 5 of them will just go down. Now the Vanguard's Rad Carbines are up next. So these are hitting on 2s with a reroll on 5. So reroll these 2 1s. No additional hits though. 5s to wound, and any 6s will cause an additional wound. So only 1 6, so 2 wounds. That's going to be it. 3-up save. I'd call that cocked, to be honest. Oh, okay. Apparently the dice gods wanted it to still be a 1.
Look out, sir.
Sure.
Nope.
No. So the sergeant will go down, as well as 1 regular bolter marine. Oh, wait, no, that's right. That's a 3. Never mind. So 1 sergeant will go down. Up next is going to be the Eradication Ray from the Tech Priest Dominus, which will hit, and it will fail to wound. And now the Phosphor Serpenta, which will hit and will wound, but you have a 3-up save against this. And you'll make it. These 3 heavy arc rifles from the Breachers are going to fire into the remaining Razorback there. So these are going to be hitting on 4s, twin-linked, because, oh, that's right, I found all those twin-link shots going on as well that I haven't been using. Oh, well. So, at will, good thing it's twin-linked. And that's going to result in 5 hits. And anything but 1s. So that's going to be 4 glancing hits, but you do have your 4-up cover save against that. How many do you make?
All of them, of course.
All of them. Not quite. So that's going to be 2 hull points glanced off it. Destroyers up next, and they're going to fire all their grav cannon shots into the Razorback, hitting on 4s, twin-linked. And let's see how many more hits I can add to this. Not too bad. Alright, and looking for 6s. There is a whole bunch of them, actually. These dice are loving the 6s today, just in general. And 4-up saves against this. Oh, not so quite. Close. 2 did go through. That is enough to wreck the Razorback and force everything to disembark. So they've piled out. But not only that, but he's piled out in such a way where I cannot actually see them with the Rust Stalkers. So they are out in the lurch for another turn. The Castellans are now going to fire into this unit of Marines, starting with the twin-linked shots. Well, I guess they're all twin-linked, so I could have rolled them all together. But even so, the first 6 will hit and cause 5 wounds. So that's just going to be 5 dead Marines, because these are AP3. Next up is the non-twin-linked shots. Or sorry, I guess they are twin-linked because of the Benediction again. So those 3 get to reroll. Oh, that one gets a reroll as well. So only 3 hits, which will result in 1 more, which I think at this point might be your Flamer. And lastly, the Gamma Pistol will hit. Actually, will that hit? Is he Ballistic Skill 5? Just quickly checked, he's Ballistic Skill 4, so got to reroll that too. And that time it will hit. And Strength 6, so it will wound and take in a Marine. And the 1 remaining Transuranic Arquebus is going to actually fire all the way across the table. I'm going to try and take out that Grav Devastator. So hitting on a 2. Yep. And wounding on a 4. No wound. Dragoon's going to fire the Phosphor Serpenta into the back of the Whirlwind here, which will hit. And rear armor 10, correct?
Yes.
So needing a 5. Nothing. Gonna fire the Avenger Gatling Cannon into the Centurion squad there. These are all gonna be hitting on 3s with a reroll. Now there's a good chunk of hits to begin with. And adding 1 more. Needing 3s to wound. Ooh, not that many wounds, so your 2-up save should be able to carry you through this. 2-up armor save. What do you got?
Hey.
All 5 successful. All right. Storm Spear Missile Pod gonna fire into the bikes. Just gonna try and take them off the table. Would you like to jink?
Yeah.
It is AP3, so.
Yeah, jinky jink.
Okay, so 3 shots, 3 hits on 2s, 3 wounds. So you have your 4-up jink save against this. And 1 more bike will go down. And the Heavy Stubber is just going to, he's going to try to take his luck and try and take out that last Marine. So 1 hit so far, twin linked, 3 hits on 5s, 2 wounds. So you have your 3-up armor save against this, and you're fine. And that will end the shooting phase, so we have a whole bunch of morale checks to make to see what's going to happen. Starting with the Devastator. Oh, he's good. And then we have this Tactical Marine squad over here. Oh, they're loving it too. These TAC Marines over here. Yeah, they're still holding out nicely. And then over here, they are fearless, so no pinning. That's going to take us into the assault phase. I'm going to start by assaulting these Castellans into this unit of Marines, so you will have your Overwatch. Rapid firing bolters to start with on 6s. 1 hit so far. Now, is your Doctrine still active?
I don't think so.
So we just double checked Doctrine and it says in the shooting phase of that specific turn, so unfortunately it is not active. But although if somebody has a compelling argument against that, I'd love to see it in the comments. So 1 hit so far, needed 6 to wound. No wound. But you do still have a plasma pistol, which will hit, and this is going to wound onto the 4. That will wound. I have a 5-up invulnerable save. On a 6, it's just going to reflect back. Nope. So one of my Castellans will take a wound, which I'll mark in just a second. And we're going to see if they make it charge. At 6 inches, that's going to be tight. That is enough to get them into combat here. The Data Smith will have to pile in at initiative 1. And Aaron actually just reminded me about Feel No Pain, which I so frequently forget because the Aegis protocol is up. Ah, he still felt the pain. Moving over here, these Rust Stalkers, since they can't see the Reclusium squad there, going to actually attempt to charge this squad of Marines. So once again, you will have your Overwatch. 9 shots coming in, hitting on 6s. Oh, nothing. And it is a 9-inch charge, so with the Doomstrider special rule, I'm looking at 6s to get in. And I'll fail. So that's going to leave them out in the open for a turn. Ooh, okay, that's not good for them. This Dragoon is going to charge into the squadron of Whirlwinds here, and can't possibly fail it, especially on 7 inches. Bam, he gets in. Over here, the Dominus and his unit of Vanguard are going to charge into this squad of Marines, so you're going to get 8 Overwatch shots against me. On 6s. 1 hit so far, and is it going to wound? On a 3, it does. I am going to look out, sir, this, because I don't want to roll a 1 and lose my Dominus. So it will be looked out, and I will indeed lose a guy. Oh yeah, feel no pain. Thank you. Oh, look at that. He felt no pain. So they're going to try and charge in, going through difficult terrain. 10 inches, minus 2 for 8. Yeah, they are definitely going to be in. So the Dominus moves first, and then everyone else will pile in. Get them all in there. So there they are, and then the Marines will get to pile in first when we start the combat. And the Knight is going to try something brave and stupid, and he's going to assault the Devastator Centurions. Oh, I get the feeling this is going to turn out very poorly for me. So you are going to get your 15 shots on the Overwatch. Needing 6s to hit. I see one, and then this guy is cocked right here, so go ahead and re-roll that one. Nope. All right. And roll that 6 to see if you do another hull point.
Now does he get to re-roll this?
Yes, you do, because you get your Grav Amp still. So 2 and re-rolled. Nope. No. And we've already measured it down. It is an 11-inch charge that I need. Nope. And I'll fail with a 6. So the Knight is going to be out in the open for another turn. So that will take us into the actual combats. Let's start over here. All your guys will pile in. I have no challenges to declare. I guess you don't have a sergeant left to do challenge anyway.
I do not.
So, got to start off at initiative 10. I do have the data spike from the Dominus. So he will be going first, which will hit.
All right, he's not affected.
Right.
Sorry.
And it will not wound, I don't believe. So the data spike fails to wound. You know, I don't think I've ever actually made any wounds or kills with the data spike before. I think I've killed a dreadnought. That's been it. So we are now going to go to initiative step 4, which is going to be all the Marines. Majority weapon skill is currently down to 1 because of my doctrine imperative. So on 3s. So all 4 are going to hit. And these are going to be majority toughness 3. So on 3s. 3 wounds. Alright, so I got to take these a couple at a time. So I'm going to start with 2 because I want to put them on the Scutari first. Uh-oh. And feel no pains. Okay, so that's the Scutari having gone down. And the Tech Priest Dominus, I don't want to risk it. He's going to look out, sir. Successfully. And that will be a save there. So I'll lose 2 of the Vanguard.
I mean, you're only hitting on 5s.
And initiative 3, they're all going to pile in. Now, and the rad saturation rule is going to reduce your toughness down to 3. So that's going to make it a little bit easier to wound you. But I got to hit you first, and I'm going to be hitting on 5s. 10 attacks from the regular Vanguard before I even move on to the Alpha. These are hitting on 5s. Alright. All things considered for hitting on 5s, not too bad. And these will be wounding on 4s. What do you think, cocked or not?
Not cocked.
Not cocked? Okay, so that's 2 3-up saves. And oh no!
Cocked? It said like cocked.
And that's going to be 2 Marines going down. Next up, 4 attacks with the Taser Goad, hitting on 5s. So that's going to be 1 hit plus a 6. So the 6 does actually get the Taser rule, which is going to get additional hits. So with 4 hits going through, these are going to be wounding on... Oh geez, I got my Taser Goad, so strength plus 2, so wounding on 2s.
3 3-up saves.
So that's going to be 3 wounds, so 3 saves that you need to make here. And, oh, wow. Did you, like, kick a puppy today? Is that what's going on with your dice?
Kitten, it was a kitten.
A kitten? Oh, I'm sure it was strictly accidental, right? Yeah, you don't go around kicking kittens, we know that. But, wow, something is going on with you. Because these dice are just, you're rolling me bad. I don't know what's going on here. These guys are not going to consolidate 6 inches, and because there's a whole bunch of grav looking my way, I'm going to put the ablative wounds out front and keep my things that will kill AP2 or Armor 2 in the back a little bit, and hope that I don't die outright with that squad. Moving over here, we have 2 hammer... Oh, no, only 1 hammer of wrath, because one other guy wasn't able to make it quite into base. So it's strength 6. That will wound, so you have a 3-up armor save against this. Alright, and then initiative step 4, you will pile in and get your attacks in first. Hitting on 3s. So 2 hits and wounding on 6s. I assume you're using crack grenades, right?
Yes.
Alright, so it would actually be wounding on 5s, but even so, that 6 will wound. 3-up save? No. Oh, feel no pain? No. Okay. So I will take another wound. And the Castellans striking back, 6 attacks on the charge. That's going to be only 2 hits. And wounding on 2s, though. So 1 Marine is just dead outright. So probably take one of the regular tactical Marines off instead of your Sergeant.
Squish.
So we actually just remembered that the Sergeant there has a Power Fist. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll a d6. On a 4+, we'll let you re-roll one of those, we'll let you re-roll that wound, treating it like it was the Power Fist that went through. On a 1, 2, 3, we'll just treat it and we'll keep the roll as is. How does that sound to you?
Sounds good.
Sounds good? Okay. So you're looking for the 4+? No. So we'll keep it as is. And lastly, I'll have my Power Fist attacks from the Data Smith as he piles in. 3 attacks on the charge. Only 1 hit. And with his Power Fist, that will wound. And it looks like you are too far away to really look at, sir, because I think it's within 2 inches. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so your Sergeant will go down. So the results are a little mucky, but we've both discussed it. We feel like that was probably the best way of us handling that. To go back and redo a bunch of clips just takes a lot of time. And it wouldn't have changed the results all that much, really, because the attacks would have still gone against the Castellan. It would have just been a little bit easier to wound. So we do have a morale check over here to see if these Marines, this one last Marine flees. So on Leadership 6,
No.
they will run away. And am I going to catch you?
Ooh.
So I will catch you, but it just means we stay locked in combat because you have and they shall know no fear. And this combat is all that's left, so going to start with the Hammer of Wrath. 5s and 6 for the Hammer of Wrath to do a glancing hit, or to do a hit, nothing. And now he will have his 4 attacks into the tank squadron, hitting on 3s, 2 hits, and this is going to be Strength plus 3 because the taser lance on the charge. So Strength 8, so 2's to glance. 1 glancing hit. That was terribly unimpressive for what it is.
I can live with that.
Yeah, Aaron can live with that one. He's happy his warlords aren't destroyed. So that's going to take us to the end of Admech Turn 2. I've definitely been able to advance quite a bit. Now we do have the possibility of an exploding objective on number 5 here. Nope, no exploding yet. So we're going to go take a quick look at the objectives to see what I've added here. I definitely got Recon, because that was discovered last turn. And as far as Objective 3 goes, I am currently sitting on that one for another point. And then Ascendancy, I'm sitting on, let's see, that's still contested over there because of the drop pod. So I'm sitting on Objective number 2, Objective number 6, and Objective number 3. So actually my failed charge kept me in control of a couple objectives, which will give me Ascendancy for an additional 1 point. At the start of Aaron's turn 2, he's going to draw 3 objectives and get no prisoners, no mercy, no respite, and secure objective 1. At the start of the turn, Aaron's also going to choose to use the Devastator Doctrine again to allow his remaining grav cannons to try and cause as much hurt as possible, because you have done quite a bit of damage on the knight so far, and you might be able to strip it of its remaining hull points. Starting with the reserves, that's definitely cocked. There we go, so they're coming in. The Speeder is coming in as well. And the last Tactical Marine Squad with drop pod. Stop cocking your dice.
I'm sorry.
No worries. Is going to come in as well. So all your reserves are coming in, and they are greatly needed. Drop pod's going to attempt to come in right here, and the Tactical Marines just reinforce everything. So where's it going?
Should I be cocky and just roll the scatter?
I'll go. Oh.
Ooh, 3 inches.
Yeah, it didn't really matter, so it's just going to go pop right there. And the Marines just going to start piling out. Fortunately, not going to be able to take full use of your flamer against my range or my vanguard, but this is going to give you lots of options on what you want to fire at, in case you are able to completely eliminate them before you even get to that tactical marine.
All right.
Land Speeder is up next. Where's it going?
Not going to be cocky this time.
No. Ooh, 7 inches. It's going to go onto the terrain there. So it is. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, perfect. Dangerous terrain. Hey, you're good. So no worries there. Land Speeder is okay. And the captain of the Assault Marine is going to deep strike in right over here. Ooh, 10 inches. It's going to be tight, but I think you might be okay. And unfortunately, it is a mishap. So roll a d6. What's going to happen to him? Oh no. Okay, so my oh no was a little bit too dramatic. 6 is actually just going to be delayed, so you go into ongoing reserve, and they will appear next turn. Going into the regular movement phase, and we got some Centurions just going to back up a little bit. The bike is automatically going to rally, and you get to act as normal. So you're going to act as a screen, get in the way so the knight can't charge the Centurions.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. That knight, or that little biker is going to have to die. This squad going to move through difficult terrain just to get within rapid fire range. Yep, you only need like an inch or 2 anyway. So, yeah, just put them down there somewhere. Now they're all within rapid fire range of the Vanguard squad. Reclusium Command Squad is going to go over the Razorback. Go for it. 4 inches.
Not bad.
Yeah, that's going to get them near the front of the Rhino there. Or Razorback, just keep thinking it's a Rhino.
Well, once they're dead, they're pretty much the same.
That is true. They're essentially just a mobile or a mobile wall, right? These tactical marines are just going to move over a little bit and start moving towards the Rust Stalkers. I sense a lot of bolter fire in their future. And these whirlwinds are just going to move 6 inches, do the nice little shimmy, because you don't want to be in base contact and give me some free beats with my Dragoon here.
Shooting.
And that is going to be the movement phase. So, into the Schusten phase, as we so like to put it.
That's
Going to start with the Devastator into the Knight. Now, obviously, my front arc is going to be where the shield is. So, 5 shots with the Grav Cannon. Go for it. And you get to reroll those 2s because you're a Doctrine. 4 hits. 6s with a reroll, so reroll those 3. Alright, only 1 with a 4-up save.
ooh, good job.
Oh, I made the save. Centurion's up next, into the Knight. 15 shots.
Oop, I broke the train.
Oh, that's okay. Good chunk of hits so far, and you get to reroll a bunch of these. How many extra hits you're getting? Not too shabby. So that's going to be 13 hits. And looking for 6s with a reroll. I see 2 6s so far. How many more 6s are you going to add to this? Let's see something ridiculous. Oh,
0.
That's unfortunate. So 2 4-up invulnerable saves. And he will drop down to 2 hull points remaining.
Fire.
Rapid firing the bike into the Vanguard squad with the Dominus. But it is, I think the bike itself is twin linked.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you get to reroll both those. Both are going to hit. And on 3s, 1 wound. And closest is a Vanguard, so 4 up. Feel no pain. Uh-oh. Gonna look out so that... Oh, no, you know what? I'd rather keep my Omnispecs right now, so I will lose my Alpha. Wait, the Alpha has 2 wounds. Sweet. Never mind, I'll keep the Alpha, and he'll just be down to 1 wound. This tactical squad into the Vanguard, starting with the Plasma Pistol. And you reroll that 1 because the Doctrine. That will hit, and wounding on a 2. Alright, and my Alpha is closest, and he does have the Conversion Shield, so a 4-up invulnerable save. Oh, okay.
No feel, no pain.
No feel, no pain from that. And once again, I don't want to lose my Omnispecs, so I will just let him die then. Rapid firing bolters into the Vanguards. So we got what, 7 shots?
7 shots.
7 shots, okay.
Rerolling 1s.
Yep. Okay, so 6 hits, and these are going to be wounding on 3s.
I'm just going to hit that piece of terrain again.
I know.
Ooh,
So, okay, so they're all going to wound. I have a 4-up invulnerable, or armor save. And I will roll terribly on that one. And I wasn't expecting to roll that terribly because I should have done this in bursts, because the Dominus would actually be closer. So, yeah. So let's roll my feel no pain to see if maybe that evens things down a little bit.
1?
1. So how do you want to handle the Dominus wound? Because 1 would go through there. I did roll enough that he technically would have saved it. Let's
1, 2, 3.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3. I'll have to I'll re-roll his save. 5.
You're good.
Okay, so we're gonna call me good on that one.
Yep.
All right. So the Dominus will count it as making that save. I really should have done those independently because of how many guys going through. But man, I used to have a squad there. I don't know what happened to it. Speeder into that unit of Vanguard as well. 3 shots, 3 hits, and these are wounding on 2s. 3 wounds. Okay, this time I got to do these separately. So 2 feel no pains. Oh, actually no, because it would be him first, then the Dominus. So feel no pain. So he is just dead, and I'm going to look out, sir, the remaining 2. I sure will. And feel no pains. And he'll make one of them and just die. So the Dominus is all that's left of that unit now. Storm Bolter from the drop pod into the Dominus. Both are going to hit. Ooh. No wounds, though. Storm Bolter from the other drop pod into the Dominus as well. Both are going to hit. And this is strength 4, right?
Yes.
I don't think it's going to wound because I'm pretty sure I'm toughness 4.
Okay.
Whirlwinds are going to fire across the table into the destroyers, and the destroyers are within 18 inches of that land speeder, so you're going to be able to re-roll your scatter die here. So probably going to deal a lot of damage. Over the center there, direct hit's going to get all 3 of them. And that's a direct hit. And now you have 2 more templates to place down. So the next one is going to hit 1 more. So you're looking at a total of 4 at the moment, and your final template.
I can re-roll that.
Oh, can you? Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and re-roll it.
Oh, no. So that's going to hit nothing then. And then the final template. There we go. So that's going to be a total of 6 hits. That's strength 5.
Strength 5.
6 hits, wounding on 4s. And with shred, so reroll those 2 1s. Alright, so all 6 are going to wound. And I have a 4-up save against this because I'm in cover. Wait, is this barrage?
Yes.
Yeah, it is barrage. Okay, yeah. So
Area
I'm still in
terrain,
the still in the ruins. Yeah. So let's see what's going to happen here. And I will fail too, so I will lose one of these guys, and I'm going to be forced to take a pity check with him.
16.
This tactical squad going to fire into the Dominus, going to try and strip him of his last wound. So there's going to be 16 rapid firing bolters. So it might actually be enough to do it. Hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s. Well, not a bad start. And going to wound him on 4s. Alright, got a bunch of 2-up saves followed by feel no pains to make. Alright, so 6 dice. Statistically speaking, one of them should be a 1. Let's see what happens. Oh, there's that statistic. Okay, so I got my feel no pain.
Yes.
What do you think? Am I going to pass it?
I say you have a 1/3 chance.
1/3 chance. It's not very good banter. Getting into 1/3 chance. And yes!
Oh.
The Dominus lives with a bank shot off the Promethean pipes. So he will continue to be a thorn in your side. But the Sergeant with his bolt pistol still has to fire in. Oh, a 2 will be a miss. So the Dominus will live for a turn longer. Drop pod's going to fire into the Rangers now, hitting on 3s. Both are going to hit, wounding on 3s. Both are going to wound, and I have a 4-up save against this comeback here, you. And I'll lose 1. I'm going to... Yeah, that's right, there's a feel no pain. Okay, I'll fail the feel no pain. I am going to... I'll take it on the Alpha simply because I want to keep my Transeric Arquebus kicking around. So the Alpha will drop down to 1 wound. Actually, upon closer examination, the Transeric Arquebus is closer, which means I will lose him instead. And that's also going to force a panic check from... Oh, no, not quite, because that's actually only 20%. So no panic check just yet. These Tactical Marines are going to fire into the Rust Stalkers. Going to do 4 pistols and 1 crack grenade. So starting with the... What are you doing there? Crack grenade isn't a blast.
I can do the
So after discussing, he is going to go with the crack grenade instead of the fray grenade. So on a 3, that will hit, and on a 2, that will wound. So I have a 6-up invulnerable save against this. Otherwise, I'm just going to flat out lose 1, and I will just flat out lose 1 because strength 6 will double tap me out. Bolt pistols are up next, and that's going to be 2 hits, wounding on 3s, 2 wounds, 4-up save against this. With a 5-up feel no pain. And I will take another wound. And it looks like that will be on my Alpha. I think I'll just eat the wound on the Alpha there. Next up is the Chaplain and his squad. Starting with a crack grenade from the Chaplain.
3.
That will hit. So that's okay. We saw that 3. I saw you roll it. Don't worry.
Okay.
So that will hit. I have a 6-up invulnerable save, which I'll fail, and I'll lose another Rust Stalker. 5 bolt pistols up next for 4 hits on 3s. Oh, that could have been a little bit better. So I have a 4-up save, which I'll make. And over here, got a couple tests to make at the end of the shooting phase. You wanted me to start with the leadership check?
Yes.
All right. Leadership. Oh, okay, so they're going to stick around, but are they going to be pinned? Nope, they will not be pinned either. So they will be operating as normal. They're just going to have to move and get into coherency next turn. Dominus is going to have to do a leadership check as well because he was in a unit that just got evaporated. And I think he's fine. I got to double check his leadership now. Moving into the assault phase, these Tactical Marines going to assault the Rust Stalkers. Go for it. Oh yeah, they're definitely in. 8 inches is definitely enough to get them all into combat there. And not block this squad from being able to charge in either. And the Reclusiarch squad is going to charge in as well. -2 for difficult terrain. So how far are they going?
7s. Oh,
6 inches. And it is just under 5 inches to get there. So unfortunately it was going to be rounded up to 5 and then an extra 2 for difficult terrain. So they failed to make it in. And that'll take us to the end of that particular part of the phase. No other charges to declare, so we're going to go right into the Space Marines against the Ruststalkers. Are you going to declare any challenges?
Sure.
Sure? Okay, my Alpha will accept, so we're just going to push him forward just because it's easier that way. Starting with the challenge, both initiative 4, so the Sergeant's going to go first with his 3 attacks.
Hey, what's your weapon skill?
Weapon skill is currently down actually a little bit because I used that that Doctrine. So I'm looking at weapon skill 1. So you're hitting on 3s. So 2 hits and toughness 3, so wounded on 3s. 2 wounds, 4 up save. And so he is definitely going to be dead this phase, but he might kill you back. Hopefully he kills you back. So these are going to be hitting on 5s. 2 hits, and these are going to be wounding you on 4s with rends.
Ooh.
So that is going to be 1 wound, which is a rend, which is going to take out your Sergeant.
Yep.
So basically, both the Sergeant and my Princeps will die. 8 more attacks coming in from the regular Marines. So hitting on 3s, all are going to hit. Okay, nice. And these are all going to be wounding on 3s as well. So go to town, knock my guys out, why don't you? Oh, okay. Apparently you really want to knock him out. Or up save. Oh, okay. Ooh, and 1 feel no pain. So I will take 1 wound, dropping him down, and I will now get my attacks back. And I realized with my Princeps I forgot the Cord Claw attack, but not going to forget it this time. So these 2 guys, they're Cord Claw attacks, hitting on 5s. 1 hit and wounding on a 2. 2 and a rend. So that will actually just take down one of these Marines. And the last 4 attacks on 5s will result in 1 more hit, but no wound. 2 wounds apiece, so it's going to be a tie combat. You'll get to pile in first, being the active player, and they are now stuck there. Moving over here, last round I actually forgot about my data spike. Not going to forget about it this time, because the Data Smith does have that. So initiative 10, and it will hit, and it will wound, so you have a 3-up save against this. And you're fine. So he's going to get his attack back. And his attack back with the Marine, hitting on a 3, it's going to hit, and wounding on a 6. Nothing. And then my Castellans will attack back with their 4 attacks, and do terribly at that, no less. But all I need is 1 hit, or 1 wound. There we go. So the Tactical Marine will go down. They'll consolidate 4 inches. So they're basically just going to turn around and start looking back and maybe help out the Ruststalkers. So that is going to end the Space Marine turn. What is this? Turn 2, isn't it?
Yes.
So at the end of the turn, your drop pod is still controlling Objective 1 because you got Objective Secure. You are also able to get no prisoners by wiping out the entire unit of Vanguard over here, as well as your other objective, which is No Mercy, No Respite, which is essentially like no prisoners. So you were able to achieve all 3 of your points.
Yep.
Which is going to put you
tied 8-8.
Yeah, so there we go. So points wise, it's still pretty even. So it's still anyone's game as we go into Admech, turn 3. And at the end of turn, we have to see if the objective number 5 explodes.
Hey!
Not yet. At the start of my turn 3, I will draw 3 new objectives. Get Psychological Warfare, Objective number 4, and Blood and Guts. So Objective 4 just happens to be over here in the big cluster of Whirlwinds and Tactical Marines. So it's going to be a tricky one for me to be able to get. So let's see how everything goes down this turn. For my turn, I'm also going to use the Mechanicus Battle Congregation ability to reuse an old canticle, so Benediction of the Omniscience. And for my Doctrine Imperative, I will do Weapon Skill +1. First thing, we're going to see if we can bring these guys back into unit coherency. So yeah, that is enough to do it, and I think I'm going to move him over this way. The Dominus is just going to move around the corner here and start looking at your Tactical Marines. The Heavy Arc Rifle Breachers are just going to take aim at the Land Speeder and try and haywire that to death. Castellan's just going to move up a little bit further and start looking at that Reclusium squad over there. And this Dune Strider is just going to get close enough to the Whirlwinds and going to try his same trick again. The Knight is going to attempt to move through cover. I got 2d6, I'll just re-roll one of these. So it looks like it's going to be moving 10 inches forward. That's going to be enough to get them right up there. These fellas up here, they are going to move through difficult terrain. 4 plus 3 inches. They're just going to get right up to the edge here, within range of their flechette blasters, and maybe finally actually get to shoot them with something. And that will take us to the end of my movement phase. To start the shooting phase, these 2 neutron lasers are going to fire across the table into the whirlwinds who have exposed themselves. So the very first one, I can't find the template at the moment, I'm just going to center it right over the top there. And it is going to be a direct hit. So the first one will hit right there. And then the second one, that's going to scatter off a bunch of inches. And that's going to scatter back, and it's going to hit nothing. And I just realized Benediction of the Omniscience is active again, so that is actually twin linked. So we're actually going to attempt to reroll that, getting a direct hit. So that's going to be 2 hits. So I've got to do these one at a time, because if I happen to blow up the first one, then it's going to move on to the second one. So enough of that whirlwind is being obscured by at least one of these dune crawlers, so there is going to be some cover saves. So we're going to find out what happens to them. So one second, I gotta see if these even penetrate first.
Ah, yes.
So there's going to be 2 penetrating hits. So you get 4 cover saves against both of them. Hey. Alright. So nothing is going to happen to the whirlwinds. This Dune Strider, or Walker, is going to fire... Or Dragoon, there we go, we got it right. It's going to fire the Phosphorus Serpenta into the whirlwind there. And it will miss. Thankfully, though, the Benediction of the Omniscience does allow him to reroll for the Canticle. So that time it will hit, and I'm going to need a 6 to do anything here. Nothing. Going to move on to the Breachers here, and they're going to fire into the Land Speeder. Thank you. Are you going to jink?
Yes.
Okay. So these are hitting on 4s, twin linked. Oh, good thing they're twin linked. Okay, that's much happier. And anything but 1s. So 2 pins, 2 glances. So why don't you do the glances first?
Okay.
So you got your 4-up save.
Nope.
Oh, glances go through, and I can't blow you up on a pen anyway, so
just wrecked.
So it is just going to be wrecked, and just for the sake of things, we're just going to remove it. Castellans are going to fire into the Reclusiarch squad. So we're going to start with the, well, I guess they're all twin linked, so I'm just going to fire them all together. So 12 shots, all twin linked, hitting on 4s. Good thing they're twin linked. Alright, let's see how many more I can add to this. Oh, a couple more. And these are all going to be wounding on 2s. So, okay, good chunk of wounds. And ignoring your cover, but you will have a 5-up save from being on the Rhino. And Zealot gives you Fearless.
Yes.
So, unfortunately, no going to ground.
Let's do 2 at a time.
2 at a time? Okay.
Yep. And then, because then we're going to get to the Sergeant and the Chaplain.
Sounds good. So the first 2. So 2 go down.
Okay, now let's look out, sir, from him.
Do you want to try and look out, sir, all of them?
Yes.
There you go. So go ahead. Oh, he's going to be taking 2 of them at least.
So he takes 2.
So 5 up. Alright, and
then he has to look out, sir, that other one.
I don't know if you can look out, sir, or look out, sir.
So then he would take it because he's closer. Yes.
So he's going to take the 4 more saves. So 5 up.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. So he will die, leaving only 2 guys remaining and no panic check. And I have 3 shots from the Ranger squad. I can see them over there. So hitting on 3s.
I think you have a 4th shot from down here.
He's only got a pistol, so it's out of range. Yeah, so only 3 shots, 1 hit, and 1 wound. So you have your 3-up armor save against this. Oh, are you gonna look out, sir? That keep the chaplain.
Will it insta kill me?
No, it's just strength 4.
I'll take it on the chaplain.
He'll take. Does he feel no pain or anything?
No.
Oh, okay, so he'll just take the wound. So no feel no pain. He's just gonna take the wound. Over here, these 2 grab destroyers are gonna fire into the tactical marines over here. So these are all hitting on 4s with a reroll. So half have hit so far, and I will add 4 more for a total of 10. 3's the wound. And that's a lot of 1s and 2s. Out of all that, I got 2 wounds. So that will kill the 2 closest. One of them looks to be your sergeant. Would you like to look out, sir?
Do I get a 5-up for intervening?
Oh, yeah, you would. You would, absolutely. Gotta look out, sir, first. Both looked out, and now you have your 5-up cover save.
Ooh.
And you'll make both. So this squad just completely whiffed on its ability to kill something this turn. The Infiltrator is going to fire into the Tactical Marines. Going to start with the Phos Phoenix, which will not hit on a 1, but it's twin linked. That's still not going to hit. And 15 shots from the Flechette Blasters into the unit of Tactical Marines, hitting on 3s. But it is still twin linked, so those 5 get re-rolled. And gonna add 1 more. Gonna wound on 6s with Shred now. So there's 4 wounds so far, and a lot of 1s and 2s. And we'll add 1 more to that. 3 up armor save against this, so go for it.
I need to look out, sir.
Okay.
So let's do that first.
So he's gonna take 2 of them.
I'm gonna take 2.
So might as well do them now.
3 up.
Yep. Okay, and Sergeant, it will go down. And your last 3 wounds. And 1 more goes down because there's the 3 right there. So that is going to be enough to force a panic check on them. Moving on to the Knight, I'm going to fire the Avenger Gatling Cannon into that one little Devastator. Oh, no, I'll do the Storm Spear Missile Pod. I can't, I need to put more shots into them. Storm Spear Missile Pod. Twin linked for 2 hits and only 1 wound. So you have your 4 up cover save against this. Oh, okay, the Devastator does go down finally. And the Avenger Gatling Cannon, 12 shots into the Centurions. With twin linked hitting on 3s. For a total of 11 hits. Wounded on 3s. Good chunk of wounds there. 2 up armor saves against this. Oh man, okay. So that will take this one out. Would you like to look out, sir, that wound that did get through?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Nope, he will be taking it anyway. So he is down to 1 wound. And at this point, I might as well just try my luck with the stubber. So that's going to be 2 hits, and wounding on 5s. 2 wounds. So 2 up saves against this. Oh, jeez! Would you like to look out, sir, those, or would you rather keep your sergeant and lose your other guy, or lose your sergeant?
Well,
because that's just poor luck, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Let's look out, sir.
Okay.
Let's look out, sir. So
right.
He's gonna die anyways.
Yeah. So the sergeant will go down, and 1 wound will be applied to him. That is just rotten luck. Oh, rolling snake eyes against a stubber. That's going to take us to the end of the shooting phase. So a couple panic checks, 1 on this Tactical Marine squad and 1 on the Centurion squad. So we're going to find out if they stick around or not. Starting with the Centurion, Leadership 8. He knows when it's time to go. So 2d6. And he is gone. So he knows when to cut his losses. And these Tactical Marines, they're going to stick around. I actually forgot about firing the Dominus, but you know what? We've already done the panic check, so lost the opportunity. I'm just going to be dumb and assaulting, I think. Starting with the Wall of Flame, D3, for a total of 3. This is where my generosity kicks me in the butt.
It does.
So are they going to wound? 2 wounds, okay, and 2 up save.
Oh.
I'll make them both, but you know what? There's still a lot of bolter fire coming in. And we have a crack grenade now going in on a 6. Oh, okay then. And on a 2.
Of course.
Oh, okay, so it will fail. And a whole bunch of bolter fire coming in now. And I see 2 hits, it looks like. So 2 hits going through. Wounding on 4s.
0.
No wounds. Alright, so let's see if my charge is successful here.
Yes.
11 inches, I'm definitely in. Hello, Mr. Marine. Another assault over here. There's no way he can fail it, so he's just going to assault in. His Hammer of Wrath is going to need a 6 to do anything against that Whirlwind. Nothing. Just going to start with the same area, so 4 attacks now on 3s. 3 are going to hit. And this is Strength 8, so 2's to glance. So 2 penetrating hits. So that will be enough to knock it out, but it's not AP2 or 1, so it's just going to wreck the Whirlwind. And down it goes. Moving on to this combat, we're all going to be striking at the same initiative. Although I am now going to be hitting you on 3s, you're going to be hitting me on 4s. And I will be rending, or not rending, AP2.
Yep.
So let's start with the Cord Claw attacks. Both are going to hit. Fleshbane. And that's just going to take out 2 Marines right off the bat. And how many more hits going in? 2 more. And as long as I make 1 wound here... Oh, no. Okay, so no more wounds. And the Marines are going to get 3 attacks back. Hitting on 4s. 2 hits. And these are going to be wounding on 3s. 1 wound. 4-up save. Followed by Feel No Pain. Uh-oh.
Ooh.
And he will kill the one guy who's down to 1 wound. However, I will still win combat by 1, so you're down to leadership 7. And, oh, you are going to run. So, do I catch you? Probably not. Nope, you're going to get away. 2d6 to run away. Total of 6 inches, so that's going to take you right back to the wall there. And I will consolidate 3 inches, and he's not really going anywhere, so he's going to make you come onto the objective, I guess. And moving on to this combat here, I am going to declare a challenge. Would you like to accept?
Yeah.
Or would you like to hide?
Oh, I'll accept.
You'll accept. Everyone, all your guys are going to attack first anyway.
He's got a combat knife.
He's going to cut me. He's going to cut me like I've never been cut before. And everyone is just going to pile in at initiative 4. Oh, well, I got to data spike you first, I guess.
Yeah, you gotta...
Yeah, so we'll just get him in, and then...
I always picture that just like hitting me in the face.
Surprise! Data spike! So data spike will hit, and no wound. Once again, my data spike does nothing.
Yeah, you know.
Why does it do nothing?
Because the sergeant's wearing a helmet.
Yeah, that's right. That sergeant's actually wearing a helmet, so there was nothing for this data spike to actually spike into. 11 attacks going into the Dominus, hitting on 4s. Ooh, that could have been a little bit better. 4s. Go for it. And, uh-oh, 4 wounds.
Alright.
2-up armor saves.
Oh, I hate you.
Okay, he made them all. 3 attacks back. Hitting on, well, not 1s, that's for sure. So the 5 is going to hit. And there's a power axe, so wounding on 3s. Oh, well, fine then. So we are just going to be stuck in combat. I actually forgot, for once I actually have digital weapons, and I'm going to remember that reroll. So let's reroll that that failed wound. Hey, that time we will get a wound, and I guess your sergeant is just dead now.
Bye-bye, Sergeant.
Bye-bye, sergeant. Win combat by 1, down to leadership 7.
Hey.
And combat is ongoing, so everyone is just going to keep piling in, and we will continue to mash up against each other. And that is going to end turn 3 for the Admech. So starting to really lay the hurt down on the Space Marines here. There's not a whole lot left. The Knight is kind of uncontested at this point. So we're going to, as he pushes him off the table. So it's we're just going to see what he can do objective-wise, because he could still win this through objectives. So we'll see what happens as we go into the next turn. But before we do that, we got to take a quick look at the objectives that I was possibly able to secure this turn. So I was able to get psychological warfare from this combat over here, with the Marines failing that check. I was also able to get blood and guts from the the Castellans taking out that tactical Marine squad over there. So that will give me 2 points, which will put me up to 10, and 2 points above Aaron's current tally of 8. However, going into his turn, he's very likely going to be able to steal objective number 4 from me. At the start of Aaron's turn 3, can draw 3 new cards and get Overwhelming Firepower, Assassinate, and Hold the Line. So the captain and his unit going to try and deep strike down here.
Yay!
Getting a direct hit this time. And what doctrine do you want to use this turn?
Tactical doctrine.
Alright, so that means your tactical Marines are going to be re-rolling 1s in both the assault and shooting phase.
Yes.
What else does it do for you?
The squads can reroll both.
Right, so tactical squads get full reroll on shooting and assault, and everything else is just going to be able to reroll 1s. Still, that might do a lot of work for you this turn.
I'll try to get these guys a little bit further away.
Starting with the Whirlwinds. Tired of being harassed by the Iron Strider. These tactical Marines just going to move within 12 inches.
Yes.
That's definitely enough. And just all get within rapid fire to unleash onto the infiltrators. And the bike is just going to get in between the Knight and the tactical Marines, just to make it more difficult for him to do his job. Over here, this Marine's going to automatically rally and just get next to the wall and take objective number 4 from me. And the chaplain and his unit, they move 6 inches. Where are they going?
This way.
Oh, They're going to go play with the Rust Stalker?
Yes.
Okay. That's going to take us into the shooting phase, and we're going to start over with the Tactical Marines.
Yes.
All right, and they're going to rapid fire into the Infiltrators.
Re-rolling.
Yep. So on 3s with a reroll.
Oh, don't even need it.
Who needs a reroll? On 3s to wound. 4 wounds. Oh, yeah, 4 wounds.
Yeah.
4 up armor save. And I'll make 3 of them. Feel no pain. And I'll make it. So no wounds dealt from the bolters. Bike doing the same thing into the Infiltrators. Hitting on 3s. Reroll the 1. Oh, still no hit. So 1 hit on 3s again. No wounds. Bolt pistols from the Assault Squad into the last remaining Rust Stalker. Oh, you get to reroll those 1s though.
I do.
Yeah.
Hey!
So 3 hits total. 3's to wound. 2 wounds. 4 up save. Followed by a 5 up feel no pain. Oh, he will take a wound. Crack grenade and bolt pistol into the Rust Stalker. Which one's this?
Crack grenade, I'm sorry.
Okay, so that's going to hit. And wounding on a 2. And that will wound. So 6 up invulnerable.
Hey!
And there he goes, giving you overwhelming firepower. Whirlwinds are going to fire into this unit of Rangers over here. So 2 templates. And that's going to scatter 2 inches. So it's still going to hit a whole bunch. Yeah, it's going to hit 3 of them. And then the second template is going to jump over. And it looks like still going to hit 1. Using the Strength 5 template, wounding on 2s. 3 wounds, 4 up saves. Oh, I'll make all of them. Storm Bolter from the drop pod into the Ranger squad. Both are going to hit, and wounding on 3s. Both are going to wound. And I'll make 1 of the saves. Feel no pain. Nope. So he was already down to 1 wound, but that is enough to take him out. Now it's coming into question whether or not he actually took a wound or not. But we have so many clips, and not entirely sure when it happened. Do you want to just dice off it?
Sure, let's dice off it.
I'll take 4+. So go ahead and roll the dice. 2. Okay, so we're going to count him as already having taken a wound because we forgot to mark him if he did, and just too many clips for us to go back and check out. So we're going to count him as being dead. And just going to fire the remaining Storm Bolters from drop pods into the Destroyers on 3s. And on 5s. No wounds. That's going to take us to the end of the shooting phase. In the assault phase, no assaults to declare, only 1 combat currently going on. So at initiative step 10, I'm going to start by data spiking you.
Yes, please.
Which will miss, and now I'm going to get a whole bunch of bolter rifle butts into the face, I think.
Yep.
9 attacks, hitting on 4s with a reroll. Oh, good thing you got that reroll. So how many more you add in here?
All of them,
Oh,
obviously.
okay then. They are just going to go to town on my Dominus. Wounded on 4s. Alright, at least you don't get to reroll these ones.
3.
So 3 wounds, 2 up save.
Hey.
No! Okay, make the feel no pain. Almost got rifle butted to death there. And I'll have 2 attacks back. Both are going to hit, wounding on 3s. And 2 more Marines will go down. We do have a panic check over here. So leadership down to 6, I believe.
I can't look.
6?
Yeah!
Alright, so this combat is ongoing. And a holdout from the shooting phase. Forgot to do this panic check over here. So let's see if they go anywhere. Oh, yep, they're running. They're going to run 6 inches. That's going to take them out of the building. Or at least mostly out of the building. One of them's still going to be stuck in there. But they are running. So at the end of the turn, you were able to get assassinated by taking out the guy over here. You were able to steal objective number 4 from me over here. And you were able to get overwhelming firepower, giving you 3 points total. So I think that actually puts you 1 point ahead of me at the moment.
Somehow, crazily.
Crazily enough. So Space Marines have taken the lead as we go into Admech Turn 4. At the start of Admech Turn 4, I'm going to draw Objective 5, Objective 6, and hold the line. And got to find out if this squad rallies, and then I'll be doing my Doctrines, Imperatives, and Canticles. And they will rally, thankfully. So they're just going to use their movement just to get back into the cover. So my original game plan was to try and get the breachers into combat over here, but now they gotta actually try and take out this drop pod over here. Otherwise, I will not get hold the line. Castellan's just gonna move forward 6 inches, and I have a sneaking suspicion I have to do what I don't want to do, and that's gonna be charge them. And even though I forgot this and I was just gonna let it pass, Aaron is insisting that I still use my doctrine, or my canticle, so I will use the Chant of the Remorseless Fist. And I think I will use for my doctrine the, I think ballistic skill +2, weapon skill -1. Wait, have I used that one?
You've done +3 on this one.
Yeah. Gotta double check which ones I've used. I had not yet used that one, so I will do my ballistic skill +2, weapon skill -1. Moving back to the movement phase, this Dragoon is going to run over the wrecked whirlwind there for a total of 9 inches, just to get him across and get him within charge distance of those whirlwinds. The Knight is just going to move through difficult terrain, 12 inches, but all he's going to do is actually just sit in the cover here, and now he is just a gun platform. Destroyers are happy where they are, and that is going to be my movement. Yeah, they're happy where they are as well. They're just going to get into a gunfight with the tactical marines down there. The Doom Crawler's going to fire across the table into the whirlwinds. I'm going to center the blast right there, so a direct hit will be getting both of them. That's the hope anyway. First one is going to be a direct hit, and the second one is going to scatter off 4 inches, it looks like. And that's enough that it's still going to hit the rear whirlwind there. And at this point, the whirlwinds have moved out of their cover, so no 4-up cover save. So that's going to be 3 strength 10 hits. Let's find out if they're glancing or pens. 1 glance and 2 pens. So I think let's take the glance first. So he'll be down to 2 hull points remaining.
Yep.
The first penetrating hit, cocked or not?
No.
No? Okay. So +2 to that, so immobilized.
Yep.
And the next penetrating hit is also going to be immobilized, so it is just a wreck at this point.
Wasn't that +2? Isn't that 6?
Yeah, which is immobilized.
Oh, it's immobilized,
Yep.
yeah. I think
So
7.
it is just enough to wreck this whirlwind. The Knight is going to fire its Storm Spear missile pod into the biker there. Would you like to jink?
Yes.
Alright. Hitting on 3s. 1 hit. 1 wound. And you got yourself a 4-up cover save against this.
Hey.
And you're fine. Heavy Stubber going to go into the bike as well. That's going to be 3 hits and wounding on 5s. 2 wounds. So you have your 3-up armor save against this. Oh, that Stubber kills again. That's kind of amazing. That is like the greatest Stubber ever. And now the Avenger Gatling Cannon into these Marines. 12 shots hitting on 3s. That is a good chunk of hits. On 2s. Ooh, that's a lot of 5-up cover saves you're going to have to make there. How many will make it?
Ooh,
And not enough. So these 3 Marines do go down. This Dragoon going to fire the Phosphorus Serpenta into the side armor of the Whirlwind. And it will miss. And 6 Haywire shots into the drop pod over here. You are going to get a 5-up cover. And that's going to be 3 hits. And only 2 glances. Uh-oh. I might not be able to take this out. So 5 up. Only 1 goes through. So it is down to 2 hull points remaining. Which means I got a grav cannon to death. So hitting on 4s. Oh, that was a terrible roll. And looking for 6s. No saves against this one though. But no 6s anyway. So the drop pod is still standing. This squad that just rallied is going to snap fire, rapid fire into your tactical or your assault marines there. So on 6s, nothing. And the Castellans are going to fire into the assault marines and your captain here. So the twinling shots. Oh, 5 hits so far. So 5 hits from that. Wounding on 2s. 5 wounds. So the front for the 3 will just die, and then it'll go on to your captain. Would you like to take your 2-up saves against him, or look out, sir?
I'm going to take 1 and then decide.
Oh, okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, sure. So the first one.
Yep. Now
Yep.
do the other one on him.
There we go. Next up is the non-twinling shots. That's going to be 4 more hits. Wounding on 2s. So that's going to be 3 more wounds. Are you going to do it on the captain or lookout sirs?
I'm going to do 1 on the captain.
Okay.
And he's good.
Yep.
Let's just do them all on the captain.
All right.
Let's just do it. There we go.
And I'll have 1 gamma pistol shot, which will hit and will wound. And that one is AP2, so you do have a 3-up invulnerable save against this. Oh no! Captain's going to take a wound. So that's going to put the captain down to 2 wounds. So that will be all my shooting. I have 2 assaults to declare. So let's start over here against the captain and his unit. So you'll have a couple bolt pistols and a crack grenade. So start with the bolt pistols, I guess. Nothing from that. And a crack grenade. Nothing. So I will now try to assault in. And I got the Luminogen off on you because of the phosphor weapon, so I get to reroll this. Good thing too. So the reroll from Luminogen, that's much better.
Perfect.
So 12 inches is enough. Both are going to get into base, and the Dadsmith will just follow behind. And 1 assault over here, and with the plus 3 inches, bam, that's in again. And might as well just start off with this one because I got the camera already here. So on a 6, it will glance. Nothing. 4 attacks on the charge, needing 3s to hit. That's 3 hits and needing 2s to glance. And it is dead. So it has become a wrecked whirlwind, and I've taken out your heavy firepower. Over here at initiative step 10, got the data spike to go in. That will hit. And it will fail to wound. 7 attacks coming back from the Marines into the Dominus. 7 attacks hitting on 4s. Oh, okay. Not too bad. 4 hits. 1 wound. Will this be the wound?
It will. Trust me.
No, it will not. So I will have my 2 attacks back. And I'll get to reroll that 2 there for the Canticle. So both are going to hit. Wounding on 3s. Digital weapons. 2 more dead Marines.
Flamey. Or you can leave it.
Yeah, I'll leave the flamethrower just in case they live. So 2 more go down. And once again, leadership of 6 to see if you stick around. Oh, do I catch you? Nope. So you will get away. 2d6 inches. So 7 inches back. And that's just going to take him to the other side of the pipe there. Leaving the Dominus to consolidate. 6 inches. I'm a-coming for you, boy. And moving on to this combat here. I'm not declaring any challenges, are you?
Can I?
Yeah. The Datasmith there is a character.
No challenge.
No challenge? Alright. So at initiative step 4... Oh, well, I guess we got the Hammer of Wrath attacks first.
Yes.
So 2 Hammer of Wraths, hitting, wounding on 2s. Both are going to wound. So he's going to do 1 on each. So the 2-up save. Yep, and the 3-up save. Oh! Well, at least that one was just a regular guy, not your captain, right?
Exactly.
And then initiative step 4, your guy will pile in. And, do you want to use a crack grenade or do you want to try and hit on your 6s?
I'll use a crack grenade.
Alright. Needing a 3 to hit. Oh, that will miss. And that will bring me on to the Castellan's turn. 6 attacks from the Castellans, hitting on 4s. Re-rolling because of my Canticle that's in effect. Good thing too, because I only hit once. And, oh, holy jumping. Okay, there we go. And wounding on 2s. So that's going to be 5 wounds. Now, you have both guys in base. How do you want to do this?
We'll start with him.
So he's just going to die?
Yeah.
Yeah, alright.
Well, isn't it...
AP2, because
Yeah,
monster's
so
creature.
Oh, I have my invuln.
Yeah, you have your invul. So
Okay.
he's going to take 4 invul saves. 3 up. Oh, no! And that will take the captain out as well. And these guys will then consolidate 5 inches. And they are now looking at the chaplain. So at the end of the turn, I was able to take out this unit, get Warlord kill. I was also able to take objective number 5 by having my knight stand on it. I was not able to get hold the line or objective number 6, but I'm not allowed to discard objective number 6 because that's the nature of this mission. So, and I think I should be able to get hold the line over here next turn if I can take that out. So I'm not going to ditch anything, and I'll only be drawing 1 card next turn as we go into Space Marines. Turn 4. So at the start of Aaron's turn 4, he's going to draw 2 objectives and get Objective 2, and Objective 5. So there's Objective 2 right there. So unless he can get over there, I might be stealing in my turn. And then Objective 5 is that fella over there by the knight. So unless he can get some tactical marines over there, I might be stealing that one as well. So let's see what happens on this turn. He will use the tactical doctrine one more time just to give his tactical marines a little bit more oomph in this turn, just to see what he can take out. Starting with these tactical marines, they're going to move 6 inches and then hope for a good run to try and take objective number 5 away from the knight. Over here, these fellows are going to just move up and take objective number 6. His tactical marine just going to move closer as well. And that'll take us to the end of the movement phase. These guys are going to go for the long bomb to try and take objective number 5 from me. So looking for a 6 on 1d6. 5 inches. And 5 inches is just out by about half an inch. So unfortunately not taking objective number 5 from me. Just going to see some regular shooting over here. So rapid fire bolter into the Castellans. Both are going to hit. And wounding on 6s. No wounds. And when one crack grenade being thrown in, will miss. But you get to reroll that one, yeah. So not much happening. And you got one more rapid fire and bolter.
He can throw a grenade.
Oh yeah, that's right. Which will hit. And wounding on a 5. No wound. And all 3 drop pods are going to fire into the Dominus and try and take him out because, by George, you want that Warlord kill.
I do.
So on 3s. So 4 hits. On 3s again. Or sorry, on 4s rather. So that's going to be 2 wounds. 2 up armor save. Oh. I made them both. And that is going to be everything. No assaults to declare. No more shooting. Did not get any of the objectives except for number 6 this turn. So that means I will still be slightly ahead. And at the end of turn 4, Aaron and I were actually just discussing the objectives. He was able to tie it up at the end of this turn. However, on my turn, I will be able to steal objective number 5 and objective number 2 from him, as well as just continuing to shoot things off the table. So we've both agreed that is the very likely end point for this game. So Aaron, awkward left-handed handshake, because I'm holding the camera with my right. You were a very, very gentlemanly opponent. You were a lot of fun to play against. You took everything in stride. As always, guys, we're going to have a quick post-game discussion. That's going to be in the vault below. You can go ahead and click that link. If you're not a vault member, go ahead and hit that link anyway, because it's going to take you to a 7-day free trial in which you'll be able to check out everything the vault has to offer. Lots of great content. We'd love to see you stick around because, you know, everything you see for free, there is always something behind the vault as well. So everything is always matched. So hopefully we see you stick around. And of course, you can always watch another battle report. Just go ahead and click the link to the vault below, and that'll take you right there. Same deal as before. If you're a vault member, just go ahead and do that. If you're not, it'll take you to the 7-day free trial. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed the game. We always try to do content like this for you fellas. And as always, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for just being a part of this community, and happy wargaming.